Hi Uttara. Hi. Hi Priya. Hello Aditi. Hi Knotless Laces. Hi Flora Charm. I'll just pin this. Hi Megha. I'm good, Kotsi. Hi Abhishek. Hello. We'll wait for another few minutes for the others to join too, and then we'll begin. Hi Diksha. So, how are you guys doing? Okay, till the others join in, I'll just fix my camera and then we'll wait for the others to join in first. I'm good. Thank you, Diksha. Thank you, Saurabh. Okay, I guess many of you have already joined. So, if you guys are planning to learn this along with me here, then I hope you guys have kept these materials ready. Richa had posted it on her Instagram handle of pen, paper, scissor. So we'll be needing 2 jars of clean water, some watercolors and some watercolor brushes and watercolor papers. Okay, let us begin. So we'll first begin with learning some simple brush strokes for creating leaf patterns, and most of them will be directly with the one brush stroke pattern. So these are some certain kind of leaves that it's helpful when you are painting loose styles of florals. So this is just some random leaves that I had created. So we'll learn a few of them to create, and then we'll learn how to create watercolor roses in loose style, and then we'll paint a bouquet or a wreath together. So if you're painting along with me, I'll be using some green color first. So pick up any green whichever you have and load it with water. So here, these are all my green shades. I'm picking up a green randomly, whichever green you want. So this is just, I'm showing you the technique. So whichever green or whichever color it's comfortable for you. But remember to have it in, you know, a little thin consistency, that is not too much pigment. It should be with a lot of water so that it can flow freely. Okay, and now to create leaves, the best way is try having a brush which has a pointed tip, and you begin by giving a thin stem, and then here you press the belly of your brush and you lift it up like this, and you again get the pointed edge. So similarly, again starting with a small stem, dabbing and picking it up. So this is how you can create leaves even in a bunch or single leaves. So the technique was, I'll just see. Okay, so that's how you can paint simple leaves. That is, take a pointed round brush, and you start by a very thin branch, and then you press your brush, that is the belly of your brush, and move, and while moving you begin to lift it up again. Okay, so you can keep on creating. So now say if I want to join these two, I can join these two like this from here, and I can have another leaf here. Uttara, you can touch the comment area in your phone, and the comments will automatically go down and will not be visible to you. Alternatively, if you want, I'll do one thing. I'll move my supplies a bit so that this thing comes in here. Now is it visible? So this is, you know, one kind of easy leaf painting. You can just keep creating as many as you want, depending on how you want the bunch to look or a single leaf. So the method is simple. You just, so sorry, there was some network issue. Okay, now we'll pick up another shade. I'm so sorry, the live had got paused because there was some network issue. So now we'll pick up some blue shade and we'll try to paint the different kind of leaf. Another leaf is, you know, I'll draw the entire branch first. Again, I am using a brush that has a pointed tip, so it works easily for me, and I can give all the strokes with just one brush, making it easier for me to work faster. And I will just, again, I've picked up this paint also in a very liquid consistency, and now here I'll press my brush and lift it up directly. I will not give it the pointed edge that I was giving in here. So I'm just pressing my brush here and lifting it up. So that's another kind of a leaf pattern. So again, I just press my brush and lift it up. So you see, I have got another kind of a leaf pattern. Now say if you want, you can create a add-on branch here and give some small branches and create more leaves here. So this all depends how you want your branch to grow and how you want it in your painting. So accordingly you can give it all the shapes and variations. And somewhere I'll just drop these small branches. So there, this is one kind of leaf. Thank you so much, Saksham. Now let's paint another kind of a leaf, again with a green shade. You can use whichever colors you have. So any shade of green will be fine, need not be the same shades. We learned painting the roses with some pastel shades that I had got from Pen Paper Scissor itself. Now other kind of leaf is, I draw this branch, okay, and this is the kind of leaf that we are painting. So these are just long leaves. So now for these leaves I press my brush but not too much, and I lift it up from where I want the pointed edge. So if you can see here, there is no pointed edge or a branch here that I connected. So I'm just pressing my brush from the joining point, and depending on what width of the leaf you want, you press it that much. If you need it thin like this, so you press the brush also lesser. So if you can see, this is again a thin leaf and this is fat. So that will depend on how much pressure you apply onto your brush while pressing. So say if I want more wider leaf, so I pressed it more. So it all depends on how much pressure you will apply to the leaf strokes, how much pressure you will be applying to your brush while painting these strokes. So these are single stroke leaves. So here you can paint a branch of this. You can create it more thinner also, like this. So this is another kind of a leaf. So you can use it, paint it in a very small proportion into your flower bouquet or into your flower wreath. And let's try to paint some dual tone leaves also. So for that, what I'm going to do is I'll pick up a light blue color first. So I'm using cerulean blue in a very medium or not too thick consistency, so it's more diluted and less of pigment. And now I'll first paint my base layer leaf here. So that's my base layer leaf first. I'll paint one more. And I'll wait for this to dry a bit, not completely. Till then, I'll pick up a darker blue. So I am picking up Prussian blue. You can pick up whichever dark blue you have, or else if you do not have a dark blue, you can mix in a bit of Payne's grey or black. Now here I'll give one layer of the darker tone that I picked up. The darker tone you will have to pick up in a little less diluted consistency than the previous one, so that the color doesn't flow completely into the previous one just. So you see this dark two-tone leaves that we created. So when you are applying the second stroke, this base layer should not have dried completely, but it should not be too wet also. Otherwise both the colors will get merged completely into each other. So now I'll keep this here and let's learn to paint some more leaves overlapping each other. So I'll pick up a green again. And now we'll learn to paint how to overlap these leaves. So again I'm just drawing a branch, and I'll draw some leaves first. So I'll draw mixed kind of leaves that we saw in this sheet. So some having a small branch and then the leaf. Okay, so for overlapping the leaves, what we'll do is we'll first paint all the base layer leaves that we want, and then with a darker shade, after this dries, we'll give overlapping of the leaves with a darker shade. So this is one branch that I created. Okay, now we'll wait for this to dry. Until this dries, we'll learn to paint another kind of a leaf. So these are actually some small leaves which you can use as fillers while painting a wreath or loose florals. So I start with a very small branch and give some small branches coming out. And now to this, I just paint these small bud type structures. So say I can grow one from here too. So these are small leaf like structures which are just in their budding stage sort, which you can use as fillers to fill your wreaths like these. Okay, now this layer has sort of dried, so we'll begin with a darker tone of green. I am using the darker tone in my palette. If you do not have dark green, again you can mix in a bit of brown and black to your green to get a dark green color. Now what I'll do is, onto the leaves which have dried, I'll rerun like this to give another layer of these darker leaves. So not everywhere, but wherever I wish to have a darker leaf patch, so there all I'll give the same leaf patterns. So the leaves that we learned painting here, it's the same technique that I'm applying, and I'm giving these darker leaf overlapping onto the okay. So we'll give in some more leaves. So say I'll place a darker leaf here also. And say maybe a darker leaf here. So this is how you can use darker tones for overlapping the leaves. And this will give detail and depth to your leaves also. Like these. So this was overlapping of the leaves. Now let's learn some more leaves which you can use. So let's paint in two tones directly. Okay, this was when we laid the first light layer and then gave a dark layer wash. So now what we'll do is, I'll directly first give only one side of the wreath with the lighter tone. So my light green is the sap green and the dark green is the Van Dyck green. Both are from Mijello. So here I give one side, that is with the light green. Now I pick up some dark green and onto the other side I give it a dark green tone like this. So this is another way of creating dual tone leaves. Also you can create certain leaves leaving certain gaps in between. So one stroke like this and the second stroke here. So this is, you see, you are leaving some white gaps, and to give it more depth you can give certain small lines like this around, and say another one here, and like this. So you see, I'm intentionally leaving those white gaps there so that while painting in reds, this looks more beautiful. And now if you wish, you can even add some darker tones onto this leaves also. So while this is wet, I pick up a darker tone, and at certain areas I apply the darker tones too. So like these. Okay, so these are certain kind of leaves which you can paint in loose florals. So these leaves are the same that we painted in blue shade here. Okay, so then if you need, you can pick up a thin brush and give some lines to it like this, like these. So whichever color you used in the base for this, pick up a darker tone of that same color and give these detailing to your leaves as you wish. Now one more thing is, for filling a floral wreath, what you can do is, I'm picking up some purple shade here. So at certain areas you just drop like these small leaves like structure, and then we join them with branches. So this helps us filling certain areas. So just if I can just dab it with my brush actually and lift it up like this also. So just like these structures that we'll be using to fill our wreath. Thank you, Nidhi. Okay, so these are some basics. Now do you guys want me to repeat any of the leaves that we tried, or should I move ahead with roses? I'll wait for a minute for you to drop into the comment section, or else we begin with learning to paint loose watercolor roses. So drop into the comment section if you want me to repeat any of these leafy patterns. Thank you, Saurabh. Can't we draw these with a normal brush rather than a round brush? Which normal brush would you wish to use, Pankhuri? So these are normal, so if you want me to do it with this normal round brush, I can do the same thing with a normal round brush also and show it to you. So the brush that I was using was actually a normal brush only, just that this has a pointed tip, and this is also a round brush, a normal round brush, which has a, after I wet this will also automatically have a pointed tip. Yes, Pankhuri, I'll surely show it to you with this brush also. So I'm picking up some shade of green. And same way with this brush, see, after I picked up the color onto my brush has a pointed tip, and now again I'm giving this small branch, pressing the belly of my brush and lifting from the moment I want it to turn thin. So say if I want it little longer, I will drag it little longer and then pick it up. So with this brush also, because this brush is of a smaller size, so I'll pick up the bigger size of this brush and show it to you again. Now this is size 10, again a normal round brush, and I'll pick up the color. And after picking up the color again, my brush of size 10 also has a pointed tip. So I again draw this thin branch, press the belly of my brush and lift it up from where I want it to turn thinner. So that's how. And the other leaves also, this kind of a leaf, or say this leaf also if you want here. So this leaf also can be done. So it's a normal brush that I was using, just that it had a pointed tip, and even this brush has a pointed tip. Is your query solved, Pankuri? Okay, so since you do not have any more queries, let's move ahead, and now we'll learn to paint those loose roses. Okay, so I have a fresh sheet of paper now, and I am again using my same brush, that is size 8 from the Black Velvet. And now for painting these roses, I'll use these pastel shades. So I had got these 3 pastel shades from Pen Paper Scissor itself. That is, this was Lilac, this was Mint, and this was Royal Blue. All in fact, they have all the pastel shades available of White Nights, and they have many other brands also. In fact, they are growing, you know, despite being such a new startup, they are growing, and they are almost getting in all the international brands onto their site. So you should surely visit their site, and they generally even have sales coming up, and a good sale, like all on international brands. Sometimes they give 15% off, sometimes 20% off, depending. So always check out onto their profile, and if you're not following them, you should follow them, because so that you are updated with any sale that is coming in. So we'll learn to paint these roses. I'll pick up this pink shade pastel color first. I had received these in the tube forms. I filled them a bit into my palette, into my pans for easy access for me. Which palette are you using? I was using this. This was my Magello Mission 36 colors set. So this palette was along with that. So I had all my 36 shades here. The artsy scribbles. Yes, this live will be saved on Pen Paper Scissors IGTV. Now I have picked up the shade. For painting roses, I would recommend you to use a round brush which has a little pointed tip. Okay, so the basic about painting rose is about painting these C-like structure, the letter C. So this is not a complete C like this, but semi-C sort of a structure. Okay, so you need to learn to paint these C's freely. That is the alphabet C in different angles, and say in bigger angles also, like this, or like this, or say like this, and even bigger if we go. So I'll just wet my this color too. So say bigger strokes like these. So all these are the letter C in different sizes, and the center part has to be thick and having pointed, and it begins with a thin width, and it grows, and then again at the end it begins to turn thinner. So that is how the basic brush movement that you need to understand for painting loose roses. So let me show you one by painting loose floral I'm so sorry. Let me show you how to paint this one loose floral. I'm picking up a dark shade so that it's visible completely onto the screen to everyone, and while we paint the final composition, I'll use these pastel shades. So now I'll first begin with the center part. That is, can you see, I'm just giving the C's overlapping each other. They are not sticking to each other, but they are overlapping. So my second C will come from here, and as I grow, as I begin to move further, the size will begin to grow. So I begin with the center part of this one and end it near to the center part of this one. Similarly, my second one here will be from center to center. Now again here, one like this, and in between here where too much gaps begin to remain, what you can do is just give small brush strokes like this. Now one here. So as we learn to paint the leaves, it's the same thing, that is start thin, press the belly and pick it up, but the only difference here is that it's in a curved format, that is the C shape. Now I'll drop one here and one here and fill some here. So I'm just giving some random strokes also in between to fill these areas. Okay, so that's how you paint a loose rose. So say at the end of it, what you can do is just pick up a damp brush, that is without any paints onto the brush, and move it along these edges. So if you want your edges to become smoothen one, if you really wish to smoothen your edges, this is how you can run a damp brush around, and your floral at the border, it does not have those sharp edges. Similarly, if in the center you want, you can run a damp brush at certain places, and then what you will if you run it in the center too, then what you'll have to do is pick up a darker shade than your base shade and give details again onto it. So now, since I had run my brush into the center, so I'm again picking up a darker tone of my base tone and giving these strokes again so that they stand apart from the base layer. So here. Thank you, Tarun. So this is how we paint the loose roses. Let's paint one more again. So this time let me pick up a pinkish tone. So I'm picking up a rose tone, and again here in the center, remember to have very thin strokes, and as you begin to grow your rose, it should begin to have bigger strokes with every layer forming. So like this. Now since I'm beginning to grow, so I'm increasing the size of my brush strokes too. Remember, from the center of the from the center of this layer to this layer, then again from center to this center. So like this. That's great, Tanmaya. If you create the entire wreath along with us, do share it on your story so that we can also see your creations and reshare them. So again, I created this, and now I'll just smoothen the edges here. So I've picked up my brush with a little bit of water, and I'm just moving my brush around these edges. And now I'll just soften certain center parts too. And now I'll pick up a thick consistency of this, that is less of water, and give the highlights again. So this one has turned out much better than this one, because in this one the water I guess spread too much, because of which the pigments and the layers merged with each other, whereas in this one the layers are visible much better. Also, let's learn to paint some different florals also for the wreath. or for the bouquet that we will be painting. So I'll pick up some yellow shade now. I have picked up some yellow shade, and now I'll just be painting a simple flower. So, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4. So these are simple patterns with one stroke sort of a painting. You can fill in the center part of certain petals and, you know, leave minute white gaps if you want. So this is the entire flower I'm painting. Thank you, Made by Heart. So I'm painting and showing you the entire flower. You can just paint some petals of this. And now I'll just give some lines like this at certain areas. So this will add depth to your flowers. So these are just random strokes around to the petals. And in the center, I'll just drop some brown. So I'll just pick up some burnt sienna. You can pick up whichever brown you have, burnt sienna or a burnt umber. And now I'm just dropping it here. Okay. And I will also add a little depth to this paint, this flower. So I'm picking up a shade of brown. So I'll make these petals dual tone actually. So I'm picking up brown, but I'm picking up orange, but the orange has to be with less water, that is more of pigment. And I will just drop it at certain places like this. So my flower was not completely dry, that's the reason the colors have merged well. Even if you apply the second color onto a dried flower in the loose pattern, these will still turn out to look very pretty. And once this dries, what I'll do is I'll pick up a dark brown shade. If you do not have dark brown, you can go for Payne's Grey. And I'll just drop some small dots here like these. And if you want, you can even add some buds like this. Yes, it's watercolor. So there, this is another kind of a flower. So now we'll begin with painting our bouquet together. So any of you want me to redo any of the rows or this flower or any of the petals, or we paint the wreath together? Can you please draw and show an entire piece with florals and leaves? Yes, we'll be doing that, Anjali. You know, to plan the layout, if you refer some of the layout patterns from Pinterest or the other artists here who've painted it, it will be really helpful for you to understand where you can place what. And if at any time you make any mistake, it's always a learning. Secondly, with leaves, you can cover up any free space if you happen to leave anywhere. Okay, so let's begin. Now I'll be using these pastel shades to draw my roses first. So first I'll pick up this pink shade. And what I'm going to do is I'll be painting one rose here, another rose attached to it, that will be a half rose, and the other flower that we learned, another flower here, and then we'll fill the rest of the area with leaves. So I'll begin with my rose first. So again, this is just the C movement that we need to learn here. and as you begin to move outwards, your strokes will also begin to turn out bigger. What I do is, onto this pastel flower, I will give some highlights with a normal tone of purple, that is a darker tone than this. So you know, that will add a depth and a dual tone to our flowers. Now this area I'm just filling with some loose strokes. Now I'll soften the edges first. So in this one, I'm just going to soften the last row of flowers, that is the last end of this flower. And now I'll pick up a purple shade from my normal palette, and I'll randomly drop some smaller strokes. So this purple is merging with the pastel shade. So that's it. So we'll paint another rose. So I'll pick up this blue, that's the royal blue from the pastel shade that I got from Pen Paper Scissor, and we'll draw another rose with this blue and then give highlights with some normal blue. Now the second rose is going to be a half rose, so I'm beginning to paint from here itself. So this part of the rose will not be there because this is somewhere hidden under that rose. Do not worry if your paints flow into the purple color, that will rather merge well. So here, this is the second rose, and I'll just soften the edges of the last border, just little for this one. And I'll pick up a dark blue shade and give some strokes here so that it merges with the pastel blue color that I'm using. So there. And now we'll paint the second flower that we learned. So for that, I'll be using a shade of pink directly from my palette and not any pastel shade. So I'll pick it up in a very diluted form first, and again this flower is also going to be half, so not all petals will be there. Hardly, I guess, 4 petals would fit in here. So like this. A small petal like this here. And now I'll pick up the darker tone of this color itself and I'll paint it over it to give all the depths and let the petals stand out differently from each other. And in the center part, I'll pick up some brown and drop in here. And now we'll paint the leaves that we learned. So for that I'll be using different tones of green, and I'll mark one branch here. So, and in the rest areas I'll try to paint loose leaves. So it's perfectly okay to paint leaves overlapping onto your flowers. So as you saw, I just overlapped one of the leaf onto my rose. So that was not by mistake. I purposely did that so that it looks natural. And now other places, I'll drop leaves like these. Now onto this area here, what I will do is first I will add in a purple color or loose kind of the petals that I had shown you. So I'll just add a few here. Like these. I'll pick up a darker tone of green and add depth to these leaves also, and also to these leaves certain just lines like these around. And now here at the top area, we'll paint the leaves in a loose form differently. So I'll just turn my paper around a bit, and without any branch, so just some loose leaves here like these. And now I'll pick up brown in a thick consistency, not too loose, and I'll paint it here between these and connect these, adding these as branches to these small flowers. So just adding in brown to add that depth. Similarly here, just adding in a little bit of brown mixed with green. Now here, if you want, you can add these branches into the leaves and some small branches too, like these. Okay, after this has dried, I realize, you know, you can see onto this flower the petals have turned out to be of almost same shade. So I have picked up this shade again and I'll give some highlights so that, thank you so much Utara, so that you know, these petals look separated from each other because of the darker tone. So there's always an option to correct your mistakes like these in the loose floral pattern. So there. And I'll paint some small leaves this side. So I'll pick up a lighter tone of green and just paint some small leaves here. And then if you want, you can add certain highlights with a darker green onto this one too. So when we apply the paints while this is wet, you know, both the colors merge to each other, and since it's loose floral patterns, so this looks better. Now what I will do is, these purple flowers that we painted, I'll add some of them here also. You could use any other shade also and not the same shade again. So, but I preferred using the same shade. And again, I'll pick up some brown to add those branches. Thank you, Knotless Laces. And just adding some branches here. And I will pick up a shade of blue, because here I will add some of the flowers with blue color like this. Or let's add that little leaf stem here of blue color as we had seen while learning the leaves. Hey Shreya, all of this will be saved in the live, but I'll just show you all what we did. But if you want, you can view this live as it will be saved on Pen Paper Scissors IGTV. And say if you want from here to, after this has dried completely, pick up blue in a thick consistency, not too diluted. And here also we can add some details. So, you know, a small bud this side also. So like this. And to this petal here, I will still pick up a darker tone and add some details randomly. Like these. Okay. So my one petal was a little wet, so those blue leaves merged, but then it's okay. After it dries, I'll add another layer there again. So what we did earlier was, first we learned to paint these leaves. So these were the leaves that we learned to paint. And then we learned to paint flowers, that is rose and this loose flower. So these two were what we learned. And we learned the basic of painting rose, that is the C structure, alphabet C. And then we painted this loose floral together. So does any one of you have any more questions? We'll wait for 5 minutes to answer all the Q&As that you have, if any, or else we'll end this live session. This live is going to be saved on Pen Paper Scissors IGTV, and also these pastel shades are available with Pen Paper Scissor and even the other pastel shades. In fact, they are getting multiple international brands on board with them, and they also run discounts randomly, and those limited time deals too. So keep an eye on their feed to get to grab the best supplies at best rates. Thank you, Tanmaya. Thank you, Shreya. So if you have created this wreath along with us or this floral bouquet with us, do share it on your story or post, and do tag me and Pen Paper Scissors so that we can share it. Thank you, Megha. Yes, I do have brushes. Yes, brushes are sold by Pen Paper Scissor too. You're welcome, Saurabh. If you guys have any other query, you guys can drop me a DM anytime. And regarding any product, so the best thing about this site, that is Pen Paper Scissor, is certain shades were not available at that moment, but then I contacted them through DM and I asked them if they could arrange for me, and Richa took all the efforts, and in 2 days time she arranged certain shades which were out of stock for me. So if anything shows unavailable on their site, you can always DM them and ask them if it can be arranged, because they're super cooperative and have helped me a lot to arrange supplies which were at time not available any other place, since I needed them urgently. You're welcome. Thank you so much, Nidhi. The brushes that I used right now, I majorly use this one brush, that is Silver Black Velvet Round Series. I don't think this brush would be available on their site, but you can DM again and ask them if they have this brush, because I use this one brush for the entire composition here, for marking the small things, for marking the thin things, everything, because this had a pointed tip. Nidhi, these brushes are of different, the Silver Black Velvet brushes, they come in different sizes and they are sold as single pieces. So you can check out their prices, and there's generally sale going on onto the, site selling this. So this brush is not available in India with every seller. So, you'll have to check it out accordingly. So I have 4 sizes of these. So that is, I have a size 12. A size 8, a size 2, and I have a size 4 which is not currently here with me. But these all brushes have a pointed tip, so they work great to use one brush for doing all your artwork together without switching brushes. Let me see. So any other query? You're welcome, Nidhi. Okay, so I think no more queries, so we'll end this session. Thank you to everyone who joined us in this live session, And thank you so much, Richa, for giving me this opportunity to have this live session. You can message Pen Paper Scissor if they can arrange this brand for you, that is the silver black velvet series, round series. If they cannot arrange it, you can DM me. I'll tell you the other options, because in India it's available with very limited sellers. So first try it out with them if they can arrange it. If not, then let me know. I'll provide you with other sellers who sell this too. You're welcome, Pankhuri. So thank you so much, Richa, for giving me this opportunity to have this live session here, and thank you all for joining in. I hope you guys liked this session and could grab some knowledge from this. So I hope if you've created this, do tag us. So we love to see your creation and share it. Thank you so much, Rahul. Okay, we'll end this session. So thank you everyone for joining me.